Hey everybody, welcome back to the Rockman Power Hour. My name is Jason Rockman and I am your host. First off, we just want to start off by saying thank you for supporting this podcast. We could not do this without all of you, and we want to encourage you to like and subscribe. Hit the bell below if you're watching on YouTube, and you'll be alerted every time a new episode drops. And we drop these every Monday. So thank you again for being a part of this journey. We really, really appreciate it. Today, we've got some really interesting people, and we're going all over the gamut when it comes to music. We've got one of the most popular alternative rock bands in North America right now. We're talking to two members from Metric, and we're going to be talking to a young lady from an up-and-coming hardcore band out of the UK. This singer is via France, and her name is Rachel from the band Cage Fight. So we could not be further apart when it comes to music styles, but we figured we'd switch it up and bring you a little bit of everything in today's episode of the Rockman Power Hour. But without any further ado, and before I go any further, let me bring in my co-host, Ryan Stick. How are you, Ryan? Now, Ryan got into a time machine and went back to his old handsome self. You're back.
I am back, and it's funny because it's a radical difference, and we've recorded some interviews with some really cool artists when my old hair's there.
Yeah.
So for some episodes of Rockman Power Hour, I'm going to be Gwyneth Paltrow in various scenes of sliding doors. You know,
it's funny because the last couple of years have been tough on everyone, and I don't think the last couple of years have been tougher on anyone or anything than your appearance. I mean, dude, you are such a handsome dude. I'm looking at you now. I mean, you're like leading man handsome with that blonde hair, and
thanks, buddy.
you just like you were gone. Like it's like you went on like you were a castaway. Like Tom Hanks.
I was on sabbatical.
You were gone, man, and you're back. I'm just glad. It's because I think our viewership's going to go like through the roof now.
Oh, well, I just, it was kind of like an 80s band when they were trying to be a grunge band and it just wasn't working.
No, dude.
Yeah.
No, go back to your boy band look. The boy band look works for you.
Okay, I'm back to the boy band. There you go.
But
speaking of not boy bands,
yes,
Metric.
Yeah, well, okay, we'll get to that. But first, before we go too far ahead, let's thank Heartbeat Hot Sauce. Because you have such beautiful hair, I don't want you downing any hot sauce today. Wait, you're pouring below. Like, do you have your hot sauce like stored in your nuts or something, or what?
I want to be the hot sauce today.
You are the hot sauce. There you go. So
pour me on your food. Yeah.
So I've got some jalapeno here. This is the jalapeno Heartbeat hot sauce.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, I know. You know what's funny now? What's happening is that because we're sponsored by Heartbeat, I'm plowing through this stuff like there's going to be a never-ending supply, and I'm realizing that I was a lot more frugal when I was paying for it. But you know what? I can tell you when I was paying for it, I was ordering this stuff all the time, and I'm not going to lie. I mean, of course they give us free hot sauce, but I love this stuff. I put it on everything, and what I like is that there's a hot sauce for every occasion. You know, if I want like the dill pickle one, it'll be the standard when we're making vegan hot dogs or vegan hamburgers. But if I want something on my eggs, I'll go a little spicier. And it's just, they're great. They're just phenomenal. And they're making big moves. They just sponsored a NASCAR car. They just wrapped a car. They were all down in Talladega looking at the new car that was wrapped and talking to some of the drivers and spending the weekend there with Dustin Poirier. So I'm really proud of Heartbeat Hot Sauce because they're a small company out of Ontario that are making big moves, and they're our title sponsor, and they're great. So go check them out at heartbeathotsauce.com, and you can pick up a bottle of this jalapeno, which you will absolutely love. This one's not cracked yet, Ryan, but when I get off, I'm going to crack this, and I'm going to put this on something really, really tasty.
You're going to crack it like a knuckle.
I am going to crack it like a knuckle. And of course, we want to thank Studio House Designs, who always keep us looking fresh.
Actually, I want to give a shout out to this one. This is like, I've never had a Scream shirt
That's
in my life.
That's a great Scream shirt.
But what a great Scream shirt. And what good timing, too, because the fifth movie was amazing. Like, so amazing. But I love your shirt, too. I have a little collection of Tarantino shirts myself.
Yeah.
They have all the only rad Tarantino shirts I've ever seen is all on studiohouse.com.
Cody is a great designer, and I love supporting them. So big shout out to Studio House Designs. And we also want to let you know that we will have a giveaway on today's episode from the good folks at Paramount and at Shin Communications. They've given us this great Jackass package to give away. So I'm going to be showing you some of that stuff a little later on, and we'll tell you exactly what you need to do to win that. If you saw the Jackass Forever movie, there's a scene where let's just say that somebody's penis is a monster, and let's say they made that penis into a toy. And we've got that toy to give away. Yes, it's that stupid, and you're definitely gonna want to win this. So, but why don't we kick everything off, Ryan, with our chat with Emily and Jimmy from the band Metric. Now, I don't know about you, but I've been a Metric fan for a long, long time. I've from the days that we started playing them on the radio station where I work in Montreal, I've always loved the direction of this band. I've gotten a chance to talk to Emily several times from the band. This is my first time talking to Jimmy, and it's just such a great vibe that this band always have, and they always try to push the limit. And I'm excited. The new song is called "All Comes Crashing," and they just announced a cross Canada tour. They're going to be hitting all over, and they're going to be touring with one of my favorite bands of all time, Interpol, who I hope to one day maybe have on the podcast, because I'm a big Interpol fan. But we got to talk a little bit about Interpol. We got to talk a little bit about the new music and about Emily's amazing dog, who the last time I interviewed her stole my windscreen off of my microphone. So, but without any further ado, let's get to our chat with Emily and Jimmy from the band Metric. Hi, guys.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Jimmy, I don't think we've ever met. Emily and I have chatted. The last time we chatted was backstage before Smashing Pumpkins, and you had your dog.
Yes. Romeo. Oh, he was just there. Yeah, he's in our midst.
And and I believe your dog ate my mic foam thing that I had. It was just the funniest.
I don't know what it is. There's some probably horrific chemical in some forms of plastic that he just thinks is like the best drug on earth. So I apologize for that. I'll arrange for things to be returned to you.
I'm not worried about it. Really, really excited to hear All Comes Crashing. It really moves nicely. There's really beautiful movement in the song. And obviously I'm a big 90s kid, on my show, I have an hour called the 90s at 9. But there's just nice movement in this. And I'm not too sure what the lyrical content is going on about, but in terms of the vibe of the song, it has a very nice, positive vibe. Am I on the right track at all with any of that?
For sure. And I'd be happy to illuminate the lyrical content for you too.
Tell me.
You want.
Please.
So the idea of All Comes Crashing is that, there's always those people in your life that are, when everything hits the bottom, which it will in certain ways for everyone.
Yeah.
Inevitably, we have those moments. Who's beside you, right? And like conventionally, that's like a romantic thing, right? Like you're the person that's there for me. And for some people, it is that. But for a lot of people, it's Romeo, or it's their best friend, or it's their mom, or whoever it is in their life, or it's their band or their family that they've created. Like not everyone fits like the perfect cookie cutter of what that looks like, but we'll have that family and that support. So it's just a song about like that feeling that you have where you look next to you and you're like, man, whatever happens in the world, I'm lucky because my peeps are the best. So that's what I'm trying to get across, which you obviously felt in the positivity.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it's, a lot of people in the hip hop community will refer to it as my day ones. And I'm all about that. I'm all about, I think the last couple of years have really taught everyone, the entire planet, what's really important. And what's important is the people around you and your family and your friends and the people you might feel are family, or like you're saying, the people that are there for you no matter what. And I think we're all kind of coming out of that, realizing, hey, we got through this together and we didn't kill each other and we're all alive. And the ones that are, the ones that have kind of come out of this mess, I think a lot of us are a lot stronger for it.
Yeah.
Agreed. Yeah.
You guys have a lot of stuff coming up. You're playing with one of my favorite bands in the entire world in Toronto, Interpol. But there's dates in Mexico City. I'm seeing you guys are getting really active on socials again. Is there any kind of apprehension getting back into that cycle of, album tour? Is there any kind of apprehension, or is it just full on excitement?
Well, I think there's definitely excitement and there's definitely apprehension. I mean, there's, in the last few months, I know for Emily and I, we both started moving around a lot, traveling a lot more, getting on airplanes, going to do things.
Because we were fully locked down for
a long
really
time.
The 2 years. Didn't really.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. There wasn't a peep from you guys.
Yeah. And it really felt like those first few flights, those first few trips to the airport, the first time you're like checking back into a hotel, someone's walking by you on the street and you're like doing this, And then you kind of rip the Band-Aid off and you're like, okay, I'm back in it. And you just kind of go for it. And I think that's kind of where we're at with the touring stuff. And these Mexico shows will be the first thing that we do
And then,
in a long time.
And having Interpol and Spoon play with us at Buzz stage is just like, that's the best, because that goes way back to New York days.
Yeah.
With Interpol. And I just think that as far as like our desire to come back and kind of make ourselves useful is something I keep like hearing myself say, is I'm just like, I feel like there's something we can offer and provide by putting on this like beautiful show. And, you know, hopefully people can just like let go of some of what they've carried for the last while. So,
you know, I've been to quite a few shows since things have started to open up. You know, I've been in the US a little bit. I'm in Montreal, and, you know, we're back to full capacity. Of course, we're masked up, but just the energy of being in a room with a band playing. Every show I've been going to is packed. People want to go back to things. People want to get back to life. It's a great feeling. It
is a great feeling. It's pretty unparalleled. Like you know, going to a sold out show in 2018 is really not the same thing as going to a sold out show.
No, there's this appreciation.
Yeah.
And I love how much music is coming out too. Like it feels like there's, like you use the like Renaissance word. Like I hope so, you know, the more the merrier. Like to me, you know, to feel like there's a moment and we're part of it that's kind of when we started. That was the feeling too. Like, you know, what was going on at that time, for whatever reason, there were so many great bands and there was such a sense of energy and momentum. And I hope that's true now too.
So All Comes Crashing is the first single from, I imagine, an album that's on the way, right?
I mean, you have a good imagination.
You played it close to the vest. All right. That's fine. But there was music that was worked on, I imagine, during the lockdown, right?
Yeah. Like a lot of music.
This was our reality for
that looks like a pretty nice reality. I mean, this was my reality. This is my reality, right? My reality involved a lot of Amazon drop-offs.
Right. Fair enough. Ours too.
In terms of the productivity, I mean, like I mentioned when we started off, I love the vibe of All Comes Crashing. And again, I don't want to, you know, I'm assuming, but would it be fair to say that the vibe of what's coming is in the same line as that?
Yeah. I mean, you know, in the classic metric world, there's we jump all over the place.
Yeah. Our genre is genre defined. This is something we realized. Someone said that to us and I was like, right. It's like, that's the point. And anyone who's been with us, as you have, luckily for us, as we've, you know, progressed as a band, and like, you know, other people live their lives and evolve, and we're like evolving alongside you, you know, like, and the genre is as far as we can stretch it, we want to, you know, as long as we still feel connected to us and, you know, what we're doing, as opposed to, it just being one thing. Like, I feel like as time goes on now, and if there were new music, you would probably notice this about it, is that it's starting to feel like all the records we've made are starting to be represented in some way in the work that we do. Like, it's sort of like becoming this like larger thing, as opposed to, you know, you're just this or you're just that.
Yeah.
It's, and I think people's music taste is more like that. I don't know if you would know more than me, but I feel like just when you chat with people there, it's less like high school cafeteria, like I'm a goth, or like I'm into hip hop. It's like, right. People are more open.
I have a 14-year-old daughter who is just in her full like bloom of like discovering music. And it's so much fun to watch her get into stuff. And then, you know, I'll put on a Veruca Salt record for her and she's like, this is amazing. And it's just so fun for us to connect. And she loves the 90s. So, you know, we always have that discussion of how, for me, the 90s were magical because there were no boundaries. You could do whatever you wanted. And that's one thing I've always found with Metric, is that you guys aren't afraid to take chances and you guys aren't afraid to go outside of the box, whatever the cost. It doesn't really matter. I mean, I think you guys just want to be artists.
Yeah, no, I think actually for us, it's like, it's almost the opposite. We're terrified to stay in the box.
Yeah, right. And it shows, but it's great.
Yeah, we feel like our only real responsibility is to try and push every single boundary. And that's the thing that, you know, we have promised to every one of our fans, is that we'll try endlessly and we'll push every boundary and we'll try to end up in different musical places every single time.
I have you, if I could ask you, just indulge me for a minute. I wanted to ask you a bit about Cosmopolis. And working with Howard Shore. And the reason why is because when Robert Pattinson was cast as Batman, there was a lot of speculation on how good he was going to be. And I think now the entire world knows that he's the best Batman ever. When you were working on the soundtrack to Cosmopolis, and I imagine you had to watch a lot of rushes and stuff, did you kind of get, because that was one of the movies that broke him out of the mold of what he was in before, where he was just the Twilight guy. Did you know at that point when you were watching stills and watching rushes and dailies of him that this guy was something special?
Well, it's first of all really interesting that you bring this up, because I just saw Howard Shore.
Okay, nice.
In years at a memorial that I attended for Hal Wilner in New York City. And I invited Howard, and I'm actually going to see him again soon, which is great. So that connection is back. I'm so happy to just hear you say his name, because what a legend in music.
Yeah.
And then with Robert, I mean, you can speak more to it, because he and Jimmy became friends in that time. Like it was so funny that we did the Twilight film with Howard. That's how we met Howard Shore. And then he asked us to work with us again with a Cronenberg movie, which is, a huge honor. And then we're like, oh, look, it's Pattinson again. And then there was a brief time where I think you were helping him with his guitar collection. But I mean, he's actually a really good example. You're right. Of, it's not an easy thing to do to be able to like move around in the world and embody so many different things as he has done. Like even within acting, right? People will maintain a certain lane. Yeah. So it's to not, take any risks. But I think as you say, by him doing Cosmopolis, which the book is so good too, you see that it's someone who's like kind of not afraid. Yeah. And will still end up getting cast as a superhero. It's not like it stopped him from doing that, but he wasn't like, it seems like he was acting out of genuine risk taking, which
right. Did you ever see Good Time?
Oh, hell yeah.
That movie is amazing. That's my favorite Pattinson role.
Well, The Lighthouse. I mean, it's like The Lighthouse was pretty special too. But what I love about him is that he's really been able to say, you know what, you think I can't do this, and watch me. And that's kind of the same. The reason why I'm bringing that parallel up is because I find Metric's kind of the same thing. Like you guys are, people will say, oh, you're just this, and no, you're not. You're going to do what you want. And when you come out with All Comes Crashing, it says to me, all right, they're going to continue doing what they want. And I love you guys for that. So
thank you. That is definitely the point.
The other thing I wanted to ask you really, really quickly, Mexico. I saw you doing some promos for the Mexico shows. Everyone that tells me that play Mexico City say the crowd is just unbelievable, because I know you guys have always had kind of a really, really strong fan base in Mexico. What's it like when you go to Mexico now? Because the thing with Mexico is they embrace certain bands at a fever pitch, and it's insane. And I don't know what it is, but when they latch onto you, they don't let go. How has that been for Metric?
It's kind of been like that, and it's not something we take lightly. It's one of those gifts that we've been given a long time ago that we nurture as much as we can. There's no city like that place. It's just a perfect combination of like all the greatest things cities have to offer, and it's just the best people, and we just can't wait to get back and do it again.
Thank you for taking the time. I'll let you guys out a little early because I know you guys have a lot to do, but I look forward to speaking with you in the future if by some chance there is more to talk about.
I mean, who knows? There could be.
But as always, it's great to talk to you. I love the new song, and I can't wait to see you guys live. I'm going to try to get down to that show in Toronto, because again, not only are you guys playing, but you're playing with Interpol, who, I mean, they're right up there in my top 5. So
same. It's just, we'd love to have you there. That'd be amazing. Hope you can come. Yeah. I promise Romeo will. Well, I can't promise. I hope that Romeo doesn't do anything to any of your equipment. You have
the best dog ever, and when you were on that Smashing Pumpkins tour, I think you needed that therapy dog. I think it helped.
Oh, where is he? I don't know. I thought he'd be out. All right.
Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for taking the time.
Thank you.
I like their ability to keep things a secret, even when it's when you're being prodded.
Yeah, I know. One thing I don't like to do, and I know you know, because you talk to people a lot too. I don't ever like to do exactly that. I don't like to prod people and poke at them and try to get that soundbite or that tidbit of information that nobody has. I guess as a journalist, I suck, but I don't like the idea of making someone uncomfortable or make them feel like they're up against the ropes and they've got to give out information. And but I kind of like to go there sometimes just to maybe see if we're going to get a morsel. But no, they were like a steel trap. Nothing was coming out of them.
Yeah, dude. So, the next guest, I mean, this is interesting. I remember you brought up, Cage Fight to me. And when I first heard the music, I wasn't paying attention to the YouTube video.
Yeah.
I like to listen to it for the music, man.
Right.
And I hear this voice, and I'm like, wow, that is a powerful, menacingly vicious voice. And after listening for a few minutes, I'm like, but it's one of those powerful, menacing, vicious voices that knows its notes.
Oh, yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah.
Because no matter how, that's the thing. When it's just kind of like random yelling and there's no melody, I kind of check out. It doesn't matter how good the guitar playing is. So as soon as like a vocalist could be like that and still keep my attention, then I get really interested. And then I look at the video and I'm like,
yeah,
that's a lady.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
They're the thing with Cage Fight, and remember, Cage Fight is a new band. They're a very, very new band. There's about 3 songs that you can get right now, and the new album's coming out May 13th. But the reason why I was so excited to have Rachel on is that they're really starting from ground zero. This band has not had much touring under their belt. They have not had a lot of experience, but they have something that I can recognize as a lifelong hardcore and heavy music fan. They've got something special. They really, really have something special in their music and their delivery. And I think they don't even realize their potential yet. And I love the opportunity to chat with artists at the beginning, because I know just already seeing the shows that they're getting, they're going to be going out with Sepultura. There's a bunch of bands, Morbid Angel. There's a bunch of bands that they're touring with. That makes me realize that whoever is guiding them or whoever is watching their path or helping them, helping put the band on the path, knows what's going on and recognizes what I might be seeing as well. So the opportunity to chat with a band at the beginning when they're just about to break or just about to get launched into the world always excites me. And it's, again, the hard music genre has been done to death. And, there's a lot of stuff that's happening in heavy music that's really interesting. There's tons of bands out there that have female fronted, that are incredible.
Hell yeah.
Bands like Arch Enemy. There's so many great bands out there that do that well. But what I love about Cage Fight is it's almost a little bit of everything. Like, I love the presentation. I love the name of the band. I love where they go. And I love the fact that when the band is riffing and they're playing, they sit in the pocket. You know what I mean? They've got a groove. The riffs are original.
So tight.
And they have this vibe that really brings me back to like Vision of Disorder. They reminds me of like early Hatebreed a little bit, a little bit of Sepultura. So I love what they're doing. And I'm really, really glad that we got a chance to talk with Rachel. So let's play a little bit of our chat with Rachel from the band Cage Fight. All right. So I'm really, really happy to have on the Rockman Power Hour. This is a band that I've just discovered that's relatively new. But immediately when I got this record, I was super, super impressed, because when it comes to heavy music, I'm very picky, and I really, really like this band Cage Fight, and I'm happy to have with us today Rachel, the singer of Cage Fight. So Rachel, first of all, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
I really like this record, and I really like the approach of this band, because I'm someone who really, I grew up on a lot of heavy music, a lot of hardcore. But I find that the genre now, there's just certain elements of what I remember bringing me into hardcore and making me love that genre of music just kind of has gone away. And it seems like you guys, I don't know if it's what you're influenced from, or if it's what you grew up on, but you have all those elements that I love in a good heavy band. Like I listen to your band, I hear early Sepultura, I hear VOD, like Vision of Disorder. I hear all these great bands that I loved. And I never thought that I would hear music like that again with that same kind of conviction. Am I at all on the right path when I'm saying that?
Amazing. Yeah, so this is exactly what the guys wanted to do with this band. They just wanted to come back to the roots. Something simple, but like efficient.
What did you grow up listening to?
So many things, but I'm younger than them.
Okay.
So I started later. I was a kid and they were already listening to all this metal and stuff. Me, it was Slipknot, Morbid Angel.
Okay.
I started a bit like everywhere, and I guess that's the mix I'm doing. But the guys listen more to hardcore. Yeah.
Right. And there just seems to be a great balance in that band. It's there's a lot of conviction in the music. I find that the lyrical content is on point. It's honest. It's great. So that's why when I was offered a chance to chat with someone from the band, I was excited about it, because I think this is the band that people need to hear and that people need to get acquainted with. You know, not only is the album coming out May 13th, but you guys seem to have a lot of stuff on the horizon, touring opportunities, festivals. What is it like for you when you get in front of a new audience that's never heard you before? Do you have this drive where you just want to impress them? Do you want to get on stage and be like, we're going to leave an impression?
Well, it's been super fast. So I guess we don't even have time to think.
Yeah.
Like this is, yeah, exactly. Like when we started, we didn't even think that we would play that soon. This is really a music that it's like a relief for us to just play this music. So when we go on stage, we don't want to impress people. Like we just want to have fun. Yeah, just have fun, and we're glad that people like it.
Do you find that when you do get on stage, you see, because I mean, when you are a new band, you do, from the audience's point of view, you know, a lot of people will be like, oh, here we go. It's an opening band for a band we're coming to see. You know, we've got to sit through half an hour of their set. Do you find that the faces change from to like, wow?
So the face of people is quite hard at the beginning because people are just analyzing.
They're judging.
Yeah, they're not. They don't have this bored face. They are like this.
Right. Exactly.
But then they start to know the song. Like, for example, Hope Castrated. There's a lot of people singing, so it makes us super happy.
Now you're originally from where?
I'm from France.
Oh, ok, alors on peut parler en français un petit peu.
Ah ben oui.
Ok. alors pour toi, venir comme toi, t'es venu à Londres pour rencontrer les gars, c'est ça?
Oui. Alors du coup, moi j'étais dans un autre groupe avant en France et j'ai tout quitté pour un autre groupe qui était en Écosse.
Ok.
Et ensuite, donc j'habitais en Écosse et je me suis dit, bah non, je vais me rapprocher en fait d'eux. Et du coup, on est tous à Londres maintenant.
So if anyone is just listening, because we have listeners from all over the world, we were just speaking French. Are you looking forward to playing with Sepultura?
Oh, yeah.
Or were you a fan of Sepultura before?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. When we were like in my first band, we were like covering like everyone.
Yeah. No, so we've had Darryl from the show, Darryl from Sepultura on the show before, and he's wonderful. You're going to have a lot of fun with Sepultura on tour. They're great.
Amazing.
Great people. They're great people. So far, what's available for people to hear: Respect Ends, Shine Don't Fade, and Killer. Those are the three songs that are available right now, but the rest of the album's coming out May 13th. And this is something I imagine that you want to continue doing. Like, is this something that you see yourself doing for the rest of your life?
Yeah, I was like so depressed when I stopped my previous band. So now it's just coming back and it's amazing. Yeah.
Well, I'm really excited for the people, for the world to discover Cage Fight. Like I said to you, this album, I got a chance to hear the whole album. I think it's a great record. I think it's exactly where hardcore and heavy music needs to be. And I think that it restored my faith in heavy music, because for a while I was wondering, where is this going? Where is heavy music going? I feel like I've heard everything, but you guys managed to bring back the vibe of hardcore that I used to love, but at the same time, you do it a little bit different. And I think it's a great record. So I wish you nothing but continued success. I'm really looking forward to finally seeing you guys live. And I hope you do get to come to Canada soon. And thank you, Rachel, for taking the time. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. That's really, really nice of you. And yeah, I can't wait. I'm looking forward to see if we can come there, because I've never been there. So
yeah. Well,
yeah.
Thank you for taking the time to chat today, and I wish you nothing but continued success.
Thank you so much.
All right, great. Thank you.
All right, man. Hey, that was excellent. I'm really glad that this show has the opportunity to not only talk to established stars but up and coming ones as well, because it's like, you have to be this high to get on Power Hour.
No,
like,
no,
that's bullshit.
It's important to shine the light on up and coming talent, and we're going to be doing that a lot in the future. We've got some really interesting people coming on the show that for me it's and for you too, it's pop culture, right? We want to touch a little bit on everything, and I love the idea of talking about an up and coming heavy band, because again, this is a genre that's been done to death. But when you see someone that's trying to do something original, but at the same time giving a bit of a nod to the people that made heavy music great and put it on the map, I think it's great, and I think that's what Cage Fight do. So new album comes out May 13th. Go check it out. Cage Fight, self-titled debut, will be available as of May 13th. Now, Ryan, remember a little while back we had Johnny Knoxville on the show?
I do. My balls are still hurting based on based on all of his stunts.
So the Jackass movie is now available to own, and the good folks at Paramount Pictures and Shin Communications have given us a really, really cool prize pack to give away on the Rockman Power Hour. So I'm going to show you what we got. We have got, first we got and this is stuff you can only get here. This is not for sale anywhere. And this is stuff that you can only get, promotional items that you're only going to be able to get here. So right off the bat, to get you starting on your silliness,
Get a little close up of that.
we have got a Jackass Forever shot glass for you. Maybe you could take a couple of shots of liquid courage before you put yourself in harm. So we've got.
I'm not sure "forever" is a great word to put on a shot glass.
Yeah, I know. So anyways, we got a Jackass Forever shot glass. We have got a Jackass Forever t-shirt, which is so cool.
I love the heart.
Yep. And we have got a copy of the film on Blu-ray for you. It has a Blu-ray and digital code. And this is the pièce de résistance. That's what everyone's going to be excited about. I don't know if you got to see Jackass, but at the beginning of the film, there was a scene where there was a Godzilla-like monster that was terrorizing the city. Well, here it is.
And now it'll terrorize your bedroom.
Yeah. So we have got all of that to give away for you. And it is courtesy of the folks over at Paramount Pictures and Shin Communications. Got a copy of the movie, the non-specific toy that we don't talk too much about, this t-shirt, and of course the shot glass. Now, all you got to do is like the video, leave a comment below. And if you're listening to the podcast on an audio platform, just go over to our YouTube page, like the video, and comment below. We're going to be announcing a winner on Friday. So thank you very much to Paramount Pictures and to the Jackass crew and to Shin Communications for hooking us up with some of that stuff. Big thanks to our title sponsor, Heartbeat Hot Sauce, always keeping us very, very well spiced
Always
up.
keeping us saucy.
Always keeping it saucy. And this is the jalapeno that I love right here. So thanks to Heartbeat Hot Sauce. Thanks to our clothing sponsor, Studio House Designs, who are always keeping us looking fresh. Go check them out. They've got drops all the time, usually every couple of Fridays a month. And they're a small company out of Philadelphia that do great things. Thanks to my co-host, Ryan Stick, who is looking sexier than ever. He might not be able to even continue with the show at this point because he's going to get so much fan mail that he just might go on to bigger, better things. And thanks to our and imagine
what do I say to that?
Nothing. You don't say anything.
Okay.
And as good looking as Ryan is, and I am. Forget about how beautiful our producer of the show is. I mean, Julia Kedzierski. If it wasn't for her, none of this would happen. So
she comes from the land of blonde and beautiful women.
She does. That's why we keep her off camera, because I will lose her if we get her on here in a heartbeat. And thanks to you for listening. We really, really appreciate you. And we will see you next week on the Rockman Power Hour.